Ladies and gentlemen, life is the greatest mystery we are all trying to solve. Every one of us wakes up each day with the same questions deep in our hearts. Why am I here? What does life really mean? What is my true purpose? Too often we get caught in the cycle of surviving, working, paying bills, chasing distractions, yet deep down we know there has to be more. And there is. This message is not just another motivational talk, it's a call to awaken the part of you that knows you were made for something greater. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dig into truths that go beyond survival, beyond fear, beyond the material things we chase. We'll uncover why service gives life its power, how passion reveals your calling, how struggles shape your destiny, and why legacy will always matter more than lifestyle. If you stay with me until the very end, you won't just hear words. You will feel challenged to rise above the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. This is about unlocking the purpose within you, a purpose that is waiting right now to be discovered, lived, and shared. So don't just listen. Lean in, open your heart, and let these words push you toward the life you were born to live. Because once you discover what life really means, you'll never see your journey the same way again. Life beyond survival is about shifting from merely existing to truly living with depth and meaning. Too often people wake up each day caught in the same cycle. Eat, work, pay bills, sleep, repeat. That routine becomes their definition of life, but in reality, it is only the surface. Survival is the natural instinct in every human being, but the essence of life begins when you rise above the basics and ask yourself why you are here and what greater role you are meant to play. It is easy to confuse survival with purpose because the world conditions us to believe that success is measured by money, possessions, and comfort. Yet, the truth is that when survival is the only goal, life feels incomplete, shallow, and repetitive. There is no fulfillment in simply maintaining existence. Fulfillment comes when you discover meaning that goes beyond daily routines. The moment you begin to explore life beyond survival, you start to unlock a new mindset. You recognize that each day is more than a duty. It is an opportunity. You see challenges not as burdens, but as pathways toward growth. This shift is what separates people who live with purpose from those who just drift through time. Living beyond survival means asking yourself deep questions such as, what difference am I making? What unique gift do I bring to the world? How am I using my time in a way that matters? When these questions guide your thoughts and actions, you begin to transform your existence into a meaningful journey. True joy does not come from simply meeting your needs. Joy comes when you pursue something greater than yourself. People who live with purpose are not satisfied with just surviving. They thrive by embracing their unique calling, by using their strengths to inspire, help, or uplift others. They live each day as if it matters. And because of that, it does. Life is too precious to be reduced to schedules, routines, and obligations. It is a canvas waiting for you to paint something meaningful on it. The challenge is to break free from the trap of survival mode and to step into the bold, fulfilling reality of purpose, where every breath you take adds value not only to your own life, but to the world around you. The power of service is one of the deepest truths about discovering life's real meaning. So many people spend their lives chasing personal success, chasing money, chasing status, only to reach a point where they realize none of it fills the emptiness inside. True fulfillment is never found in accumulation. It is discovered in contribution. When you shift your focus from what you can gain to what you can give, life takes on a new dimension. Service to others awakens something inside you that no paycheck, no award, and no possession ever could. It connects you to humanity on a higher level, reminding you that you are not just here for yourself, but to play a role in the bigger picture of life. Serving others does not always mean grand gestures. Sometimes it is the smallest acts of kindness that carry the most power. A word of encouragement, a helping hand, or even a moment of listening can transform someone's life in ways you may never fully know. Purpose often reveals itself in these acts of service because they align with the essence of who you are. They strip away selfish ambition and allow your true heart to shine through. The more you give, the more you grow, and the more you realize that life's meaning is far greater than personal gain. When you serve, you create ripples. One act of kindness sparks another, and before long, your influence reaches further than you could ever imagine. The legacy of service is lasting because long after material possessions fade away, the impact you make on people remains. Lives are touched, hearts are healed, and generations are inspired through the power of service. It elevates both the giver and the receiver because service is not a one-way street. It nourishes your spirit as much as it blesses the lives of others. Service also challenges you to rise above fear and self-centeredness. It forces you to step outside of your comfort zone and realize that you have something valuable to offer the world. Everyone has a gift, and that gift finds its highest purpose when it is shared. Life is not about climbing to the top alone. It is about lifting others as you climb. Real meaning comes when you leave behind a trail of light for others to follow, proving that your existence was never just about surviving, but about serving and making a difference where it mattered most. Passion and calling are two powerful forces that often serve as guiding lights toward discovering your true purpose in life. Every person is born with a unique set of talents, desires, and abilities that are not accidental. These gifts are placed within you for a reason, and they act as clues pointing you in the direction of your calling. Passion is what sets your soul on fire. The things you do that make time disappear, the pursuits that energize you instead of draining you. When you pay attention to those passions, you begin to uncover the path you were meant to walk. Too often, people ignore their passions because they fear failure, or they believe that practicality matters more than purpose. But the truth is, passion and purpose are deeply connected, and when you align with them, life takes on a level of fulfillment that nothing else can provide. Your calling, on the other hand, is the higher reason why those passions exist. A calling is not just about what you enjoy doing. It is about how what you love can impact others and contribute to the world. Passion is personal, but calling is universal because it connects your individual gifts to a greater good. For example, someone who loves to teach may feel their calling is to inspire young minds. Someone passionate about creating art may find their calling in expressing truths that words cannot capture. Passion without purpose can be fleeting, but when it is tied to a calling, it becomes powerful and lasting. Discovering your passion and calling requires introspection and courage. You must be willing to ask yourself, what do I feel drawn to? What brings me joy? How can this serve others? Sholti. These questions open the door to understanding who you really are beneath the layers of expectation and fear. It may take time, and it may not always follow a straight path, but when you pursue your passions with consistency and align them with service, you begin to walk in your true purpose. When you embrace passion and calling, you stop living life on autopilot and start living with intention. Every action, every choice, every effort feels connected to something greater than yourself. This is where true meaning is found, not in copying someone else's journey, but in boldly stepping into the life that was designed for you, using your passions as fuel and your calling as direction. Overcoming fear and doubt is one of the greatest challenges on the journey to discovering true purpose. Fear has a way of paralyzing dreams before they are ever born, and doubt works silently, convincing you that you are not good enough, not strong enough, or not ready. These two forces are some of the most powerful enemies of growth, because they do not come from the outside world, but from within your own mind. Fear whispers that failure is inevitable, while doubt makes you question every step you take. Yet if you allow them to dominate your thoughts, you will remain trapped in a cycle of hesitation, never fully experiencing the life you were meant to live. The truth is, fear is natural. It will always exist in some form, especially when you attempt something meaningful or step outside your comfort zone. But the key is not to eliminate fear, it is to face it and move forward in spite of it. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act while fear is still present. Each time you push through fear, you gain strength, and each time you silence doubt, you grow in confidence. This process builds resilience, and resilience is what allows you to continue pursuing purpose even when the path is uncertain. Doubt often stems from comparing yourself to others or from past failures that left scars on your confidence. The danger of doubt is that it makes you underestimate your own potential, but the reality is no one else has your exact gifts, experiences, or vision. What you carry inside you is unique, and if you do not step into it, the world misses out on something only you can give. Overcoming doubt requires a shift in perspective, choosing to focus not on limitations but on possibilities, not on what could go wrong, but on what could go right if you dared to try. When you conquer fear and doubt, you unlock doors that once seemed impossible to open. You begin to see that the limitations you once believed in were nothing more than illusions created by your mind. Every great achievement, every bold step, every life lived with purpose has required courage to push past fear and faith to silence doubt. And once you realize that fear and doubt lose power the moment you act, you step into a life of freedom where your potential is no longer hidden but fully expressed. Growth through struggles is one of the most defining truths about life and purpose. Every person faces difficulties, disappointments, and setbacks, but what separates those who thrive from those who give up is the way they view these struggles. Most people see challenges as punishments or signs that they are on the wrong path, when in reality, struggles are often the very experiences that shape character, strengthen resilience, and refine purpose. Life was never meant to be free of obstacles, because without the weight of struggle, there can be no growth. Just as pressure turns coal into diamonds and fire refines gold, it is struggle that brings out the strength and clarity inside you. When you go through hardship, you are forced to confront your limits and dig deeper than you thought possible. Struggles push you out of comfort zones and into the uncomfortable space where growth occurs. They strip away illusions and show you who you really are when things are not easy. Pain teaches lessons that success cannot, because success often feels good but does not demand transformation, while struggle requires you to change, adapt, and rise stronger. It is in the moments of failure, rejection, and loss that you discover the depth of your perseverance and the true hunger of your spirit. Struggles also serve as a compass, pointing you closer to your true purpose. Many times, what breaks you ends up building you in ways you never imagined. The setback you thought was the end often becomes the beginning of a new direction, a clearer vision, or a deeper understanding of yourself. Without the struggle, you would not have the perspective or the strength to carry the weight of your purpose. The very pain you wish to escape can become the foundation of your growth and the testimony that inspires others when they face their own battles. The key is not to run from struggles, but to embrace them as part of your journey. Every great story of success and purpose has a chapter filled with trials. Those trials prepare you for the responsibility that comes with purpose and the wisdom that comes with living a meaningful life. Struggles are not there to break you. They are there to prepare you, to teach you patience, to give you endurance, and to remind you that growth is not born in comfort, but in the storms that test your spirit and awaken your strength. Legacy over lifestyle is a principle that forces us to rethink what life is truly about. In today's world, many people measure success by the kind of house they live in, the car they drive, the money they earn, or the image they project to others. While these things may bring temporary satisfaction, they are fleeting and eventually lose their value. Lifestyle is about what you can accumulate for yourself, but legacy is about what you can leave behind for others. The real meaning of life cannot be captured by material possessions, because no matter how much you own, you cannot take any of it with you when your time ends. What remains is not what you had, but what you gave, not the image you built, but the impact you left. Living with legacy in mind means thinking beyond your present comfort and considering how your actions, words, and choices will affect the lives of others long after you are gone. It is about asking yourself, how will people remember me? What will I leave behind that continues to inspire, guide, or uplift others? Legacy does not have to be something massive or famous. It can be as simple as raising children with values, teaching others with love, or being a light in your community. Even small seeds of kindness and wisdom can grow into a legacy that shapes generations. When you focus only on lifestyle, you chase achievements that eventually fade away. But when you choose legacy, you build something eternal. A person who lives for lifestyle may be admired for a season, but a person who lives for legacy is remembered for a lifetime. The beauty of legacy is that it multiplies. What you plant in others, your lessons, your encouragement, your example, continues to grow even when you are no longer present. Choosing legacy over lifestyle also brings deeper fulfillment in the present. It shifts your perspective from self-centered ambition to purposeful living. You begin to see that life's greatest reward is not in how much you can acquire, but in how much you can contribute. Legacy means creating meaning with your life, ensuring that your existence had value beyond yourself. It is the realization that real success is not defined by the wealth you build, but by the lives you touch and the difference you make in the world. Legacy endures, lifestyle fades, and when you live for legacy, you live for something far greater than yourself. That life is not just about existing, surviving, or collecting things. It is about stepping into a deeper meaning and discovering the purpose for which you were created. We have seen that life beyond survival opens the door to fulfillment. That true power is found in service to others. That passion and calling are the keys that point us to our path, and that fear and doubt must be conquered if we are to walk boldly in our destiny. We have learned that struggles are not barriers, but teachers that refine us, and that true success is not in lifestyle, but in the legacy we leave behind. All of these truths remind us that life is a gift, and how we live it is our responsibility. Every day you wake up is another chance to create meaning, to give more than you take, to grow beyond limitations, and to impact lives in a way that outlives you. As you step forward, remember that your purpose is unique, your journey is valuable, and your legacy is waiting to be written by the choices you make today. Don't settle for survival when you were made to thrive. Don't chase possessions when you were meant to leave a legacy. And don't let fear silence the voice of your calling. Live with passion, live with courage, and live with the intention to serve, because that is where true meaning is found. Thank you for giving your time, your attention, and your energy to this message. I wish you strength in your struggles, clarity in your purpose, and the boldness to step into the life you were destined to live. May your journey be filled with growth, your impact be lasting, and your legacy shine bright for generations to come. Good luck, and may your purpose lead you to the fulfillment you deserve.